Welcome to the Badass Radio Network show. I got Mark. I'm going to see if I can say your name. Vollelunga.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take it. There's a Vollelunga.
Vollelunga. Okay, because that was another way I could have said it.
Yeah, that's the correct pronunciation. Like if you're in Sicily, there's a town called Vollelunga. So when my great grandfather came over, he had spelled his A's like O's. My family is the only Vollelungas in existence. All the rest are Vollelunga.
And the guitar player from Nothing More.
Here I am.
Original member.
Yes, sir.
2003 you guys started. Let's go wander over this way. So you guys started in 2003. What to you has been the biggest change in music since then? Since you guys started, to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I feel like during that time it was kind of...
It's loud with the cars and shit, sorry.
Yeah, no, new metal was popping off,
Yep.
You know, it was right around that time, and we were into that. You know, our radio station there, 99.5 KISS, had a big impact on the city. San Antonio has always been a big rock town, too. It's a lot of metal in Tejano, so kind of funny, two different worlds, but we always supported the rock. And I'd say, let's see, what else was going on? That was pre-emo, you know.
Okay.
A few years later, we get into the emo stuff, and that would have an effect on us. And I don't know, but we're all prog boys, ultimately. You know, as soon as you fall in love with your instrument, then it's like, oh man, how fast can I play? You know, what else can I do? So, you know, bands like Tool and Dream Theater, Rage Against the Machine, kind of all that really impacted our early sound, you know.
So in terms of like, just besides just the music, I was trying to bring like more like social media, the way your music has changed since then. I mean, you see that as kind of the turning point of rock music, was like social media kind of?
Yeah, you know,
people want to know. People
yeah, it was right before MySpace, you know, because that changed the game. And emo, again, was really... It was pre-emo, and then it really blew up in the late, I don't know, 2007 or 2008, 9 or whatever, and that was all the MySpace era.
Okay.
So it was a huge impact. Being kind of more of a regional weekend warrior band, like we started touring in 2005.
Okay.
But we'd really use MySpace and whatnot to do show swaps. So like, let's go to Louisiana, let's get a band from there that actually can sell tickets, and then we'll bring you to San Antonio and we can share crowds. So it was a great networking system, honestly. Like, MySpace was huge for music.
Yeah, because that's basically everybody had it on their wall, and you know, the songs and the videos that they wanted.
Right.
And then obviously it's gone into the TikTok and the Reels and everything now. So trying to keep up with that as a band, has it been... It can't be that easy of a thing to kind of keep track of it. Well, unless you have a team that does it for you.
It's tough. Yes, as our business has grown and whatnot, we do have people that are more in charge of this and that. And okay, we need to make a post. We need to say this. We need to be aboard this program or this hashtag or on this network. Okay. And so it does get a little overwhelming, I'd say.
Do you find one that you like better than the other?
Where I'm at now, I guess I just kind of stick to Instagram.
That's where I go to.
I know.
That's the way to go.
If there was more time in the day and in my life with all my other priorities that I have, sure, I'd be on more often and saying more things that I feel like matter or are important. But like anybody else, I'm overwhelmed and I get stressed out for just like looking at social media and anything that goes on or is happening.
Yeah, it's kind of tough just to follow everything because there's so many bands, so much music, and kind of get lost in the monotony of everything too.
Yeah.
So trying to stay relevant, what you guys have like a system or a plan on what you guys are doing with social media?
Yes.
So you have a strategy.
I would hope
a strategy.
So.
People actually have strategy for this, not just stupid videos.
That's funny. Well, you see what reacts, and then you kind of follow that. You know, if it's like a video of this certain thing happening, then it's like, okay, let's push that. Nowadays, yeah, you can put money into, let's promote this post, you know, and share it with a new audience or what's working, what isn't working. So you just, I don't know, you learn and you grow. And in nothing more, I feel like our growth has really been gradual over the years. We've never had like super sharp spikes. It's like after the Grammys we did in 2017 when we got nominated. There was a bit of a spike, but honestly, I'm kind of grateful for just this steady growth. We learn, and I don't feel like we've made horrible mistakes.
No,
and they're gotten big-headed.
And I've seen you guys at different festivals, and you're playing a venue today that's like 1,000 people, you know?
Yeah.
So that's got to be a totally different feel for you guys in front of 30,000 people compared to in front of 1,000 people. What is your biggest difference outside of the amount of people at a show like that?
You know, I feel like the vibe is it's very different. You know, you're all in there together, sweating it out, and you just feel the aura and the magic of the music and of other people. You know, you can feel that energy. At a festival, that doesn't mean the energy's not there. It's just different, and we're, you know, typically, you know, we're playing middle of the day, so it's like, well, you know, your buzz isn't going on yet, you know.
Close. You can't get the full, to me, for a festival for you guys, you can't get the full set of nothing.
It's shorter. Yeah, that does have a big deal to do. But, you know, the festivals are huge exposure, as well as, like, it's summer camp for bands. It's like,
everybody's there.
Yeah, bands you don't normally play with.
It's crazy now that they have 4-day festivals.
Yes, changed the game.
Crap, when I started going to Lollapalooza in '96, it was 1 day. Since then, now we're at the Danny Wimmer 4 with a Wednesday night party too.
I know, the pre-party.
You got so much stuff going on with the pre-party. The one thing I can see differently between the festivals and the smaller shows, the people at the 1,000 cap shows are your fans there.
Yeah.
Festivals, obviously, it's a different vibe because there's people there for different bands and whatnot. So everybody here, like tonight, is for you. So that's probably what's the major difference. And it's a little hotter.
You're right. And we get to go into more album tracks and get a little left of center with some songs and take our time with transitions and not have to go quick. They're gonna make us cut a song. You know, which happens. It sucks.
You guys have a brand new album out. Spirits.
Yes, sir, yeah.
So I've heard a whole bunch of songs off of it. It's fucking killer. So
Thank you.
Absolutely love it. What brought this whole Spirits idea to fruition?
You know, that was actually the song Spirits was the first complete song on this album. And it really set the tone for the other songs to kind of be of that caliber and kind of that genre. That song is a little more progressive. It goes kind of back to those roots I was talking about earlier. I feel like some of the frustration and, I don't know, maybe cooped up nature that we all went through in COVID really did have an impact on the art that we ended up creating. We had more time. We file shared the entire record. We're all in different states, which is frustrating.
Work with people in other states too.
Yeah, it was great and it was cool because I did all the guitars. Dan actually was in San Antonio, our bass player, and he would come over to my house and we'd track bass together and everything too. But it really, for me, I stepped up a lot and engineered all of that, all the guitars and bass. While Johnny and Ben were also, we all kind of like engineered and edited, the entire record. So it's in typical Nothing More fashion. It's always been self-produced up until we were kind of switching gears through this frustration that I've been talking about. We're actually working with Drew Folk, great producer, and we really mesh well together, and we've started working on the next record already.
Oh wow, look at that.
Yeah, to really push things along because we take forever. That's our Achilles heel, is we get in our own way. So having a fifth person kind of in the room to really kind of mediate and steer the ship in some ways is really beneficial. I'm enjoying the process so far.
And so since this is an album that's out, it's a full length, I'm noticing a lot of bands going to just singles. And that even Godsmack has announced that they basically are done doing albums.
Yeah.
And most likely will just do that. Do you see that as a positive or negative for music?
Yeah, it's it's definitely positive. Obviously, you can look at the data out there, and you can look at other bands and songs that they've done, and that have just reacted with, you know what, we're just doing song by song. It really does give every one of your songs more bang for your buck.
I was gonna say,
you know what
kind
I mean?
of
And
puts
it helps
more
that
out there.
life of each song, and not when you do an album, it's like, okay, it's done. Everything's there. You know, if you didn't kind of tease the songs up to the release
With the
it's
filler
just
and the little
over.
promos and stuff like that.
But at the same time, there is obviously the nostalgic romanticism of a whole record, a complete work, you know, that is, you know, has a feel, has a vibe, has a meaning to it. And I don't know, we like to do that, obviously, with our instrumentals and segues. And you don't really get to do that when you just do song by song. So we're still gonna do records, but maybe the release of them will be a bit different.
Okay.
We'll kind of see. We do like to go against the grain. Typically,
They
it's
do.
like, this is what everybody's doing. Okay, we're gonna go do this.
I like it. I mean, changing the game, and especially now, it's kind of the way to do it, because you
Yeah.
got to stand out in
Yeah,
different ways.
you're
And
absolutely
with so
right.
many different types of music out there, like I said earlier, with social media dominating everything, it's like you still have to stand out your own way. And to me, you guys do, because first of all, Johnny Hawkins, fucking amazing frontman. And the fact that he went from drummer early on in his career to the lead singer, that's kind of a very interesting change. How did you guys feel about that when it started to happen?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, we were all, I think the other guys, Dan, and we had another guitar player at the time in 2008, Josh, and I think they were more skeptical of the idea. We all believed in Johnny, and he's one of those guys that if he puts his mind to something, he's gonna succeed. He's gonna do it, he's gonna work his ass off, and he's gonna figure it out. And immediately when he told me, it was, you know, I was, go for it, yeah. I was all about it. And I knew that it was going to be a work in progress, but I knew that we would get there, and that this is what it needed to be. For so long, we had, you know, 5 other singers, and you know, just kind of always felt like not the right fit. And we would all write lyrics, and we'd write the majority of the melodies together, kind of separate from that singer. So it almost felt like they were a mouthpiece. And I hate to kind of like put it back on them, but it just, I don't know, it just didn't work with the 3-4 of us. So it felt like, you know what, he had the best harmony voice at the time. We all sang harmony, and it was the right move.
And
So let's just find a drummer.
Andy has the look for it, so especially that's probably changed over the years too. Was he always no shirt, shoes dude on stage? Or did that
On
change?
and off, typically. Honestly, like he didn't do that he did it on stage whenever he drummed, but he felt weird at first kind of doing that as a vocalist, and you know, taking his shirt
Iggy
off
Pop,
and
man.
stuff.
You know?
Right, and it's like he didn't want that attention and kind of like that dude bro type of thing. But off stage, like that's kind of who Johnny's always been. It's like he just always kind of hangs out without his shirt on. It's not like a look at me type of thing. It's just more, he's just always been comfortable that way, and whatever. So we are always about supporting who you are instead of like forcing something.
Exactly, faking it to making it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that. All right, I want to go a little bit deep with you. So I was looking
Let's
at
do
your
it.
Instagram. We kind of talked about this earlier. You're a beer aficionado. That is something that I've been getting into big time in the past year. So
Heck
my
yeah.
girlfriend and I do a weekend brewery run, like every Saturday, Friday, whatever we can do. You're really into it. You used to host a podcast, still sometimes do. What brought you into that type of scene?
The love for beer, man. Honestly,
Can't go wrong with that.
I mean, COVID really set that on fire for everybody. Everybody probably drank too much. But my older brother really got me into kind of the microbrewery scene. In Texas, they lifted a law, I think 2015, to where microbreweries could distribute. And that changed the game. Immediately
still
within
having
that
issues
year, it was like, I think there were 50 breweries in the state of Texas, and within that year there were 500. It just blew up, and so there was so much beer around. I've always been a beer fan, but as soon as like it became like a Pokemon thing, like, hey man, you gotta try them all.
You gotta try them all. You gotta try the
Yeah.
different venues, the
Yeah.
places. And I kind of say this, my girlfriend and I say the same type of thing. the brewery industry and the music industry is very similar in some ways.
Yeah.
Very eclectic with what they have. The different venues are fucking amazing, and the group of people that go there
Yeah.
are different than your normal beer bar type people.
You're right.
So that's what I absolutely love about it too. Is it's more of a creative feel than just, hey, give me a drink, I want to get fucked up.
Right. It is a very enthusiastic community. I feel like it's a very loving community.
It is.
It's like you'll see a guy at this brewery release he was over here across town at the other one, and
They're helping each other out here.
I've made a lot of friends through that community, and share beer with up to 10 people probably around the country, illegally sending. I'm not doing that.
It's not doing it at all.
Of course not. Just yeast samples. That's all I'm sending.
So an interesting fact about Illinois and Chicagoland, microbreweries have only been around here for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Just think about
believe
that.
it.
10 years ago was the
know.
first brewery in Chicago.
Yeah, the game changed. It blew up, and
Now they're everywhere. And I love it though. I have no problem with new ones popping up all over.
it's great.
Just trying to find them on my list is not the easiest thing.
I mean, you got to support local, drink local, and in San Antonio, I'm a member of Weathered Souls, their membership program, and
Alright.
I'll get 6 different bottles a year that are special, like barrel-aged releases.
I was just going to ask,
Yep.
depending on the season, so right now, we're in May,
Yeah.
May.
Yeah.
If you had a chance to go to any brewery and grab a type of beer, what would you get? Are you lager, red?
I really do like to try everything, and from the weird, stupid.
Funky, fruity ones? I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah, all the crazy candy sours, fruited sours, and to a great that's a crispy Pilsner. That is amazing. Love that. Either IPA, West Coast, East Coast, New England, and now with the cold IPAs that are happening, that are like the cold brew thing, like there's barely any hops in there at all. Zero.
I haven't
IBU.
tried a cold one yet.
Yeah, it's a little rare. It's like kind of the new thing now, the cold IPA. It's just kind of like the cold brew thing. So basically, how you end up brewing coffee that way is similar to kind of the IPA thing. So that's been a thing. I love stouts. I love barrel-aged stouts. I'm not answering your question. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. I like any different types that you like too. I'm a stout, barrel aged first, and then I go to the other stuff. But I like the flavored. I love flavored beer. Anything mint, chocolate,
Nice. There you
coffee.
go. Yeah.
It's the best stuff
Absolutely.
around. So this is.
I'd probably say though, I don't know, if I had to pick one style, I really love the spontaneous fermentation of a farmhouse. It's weird, and a lot of people say it's tastes like Band-Aid. It's like, well, what's appetizing about that? That's weird. It's super funky, but there's all this flavor, and it's the cool, romantic part of that is it's just the air and time. It's whatever bacteria and everything is in the air. It's in this part of the world that makes this beer taste like it does. Yeah.
You got a fan over there.
Yeah.
You want to come over here and say hi? I mean, come on.
Hey, how you doing?
I can't say no to that.
Good to see a nice jacket
Thank
you got
you.
there.
I
That's
just bought
awesome.
it.
Heck yeah. That's killer. You all right?
Yes.
You good?
Excited?
I thought you ran over the garbage can
No.
for a second.
I tripped on the.
No.
Okay,
break.
so you did trip. All
I'm
right.
not a stable person.
And who are you?
I'm Courtney.
Courtney Evan. And I think you might know who he is.
Yes.
Okay.
This is my
I wasn't sure.
4th show in a year. So.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us.
I
We're
like
actually
your
just
boat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
we're finishing up. Is that cool that you
Yeah.
could just step over there for a minute?
Thank you.
No problem.
Of course.
See, I had to bring her in. How
Oh
can you
yeah.
not?
Of course. That's awesome.
It's always fun to have just people jumping in and saying hi.
There you go.
So, yeah. So you got the rest of what do you got? 4 dates left of this tour?
Yeah. Yeah. We
Then
do.
you guys are going overseas.
Week off and then back to Europe. We haven't been since 2019, pre-COVID.
Before COVID.
So I'm pumped to finally get back, and man, there's some great bands on these festivals we're doing. I'm so
I
psyched
see
about
that. And you guys are then going to be doing a run with In This Moment.
No.
No. Oh, my bad. I
No,
thought
no,
that-
no. It's okay. We are actually. I can't say who in July, August because
Once
we
it's
haven't
released,
announced
we can
it
then
yet,
say it,
or
all
whatever,
right?
Yeah.
Until then, I'm not going to get any sneak
Yeah,
previews.
and then a little headline later. Again, I'm not supposed to say when. Blah blah blah. But Yeah, it'll happen in September. I'm just gonna say when. I'm just gonna tell
Okay,
you. So
happening in
Godsmack and Stained. So we are doing that
Oh,
first leg,
shit.
July and August. I'm excited about that. Again, they haven't announced it, so we aren't allowed.
So maybe I
to
should
yet,
wait
but
until.
I don't care.
All right. Well, so maybe the 65 people that watch it will see
Hey,
something and be like,
that's
"What
funny.
the hell? We just found out they're going on tour with Godsmack and Stain."
Yeah.
So that would be an amazing tour.
Dude,
And not only that, but just
yeah.
the history of those two bands to begin with.
I know, yeah, it was really kind of like end of high school for me. Like
Yeah.
those bands
Exactly.
coming out and learning those riffs. You know, they did impact my playing. I bought a couple of those guitar tab books.
There you go.
That's the way.
So, like I said earlier, they have the new album out, Spirits. Check them out on the socials. Obviously, Nothing More
do.
is all over the place. I caught you guys. You know, your videos on just of you jumping around on stage on social media. You got like crazy ass energy. But you know,
Thanks,
you play for
man.
2 hours a night. You got to throw that energy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Don't be that stand around guy that just plays.
Yeah. Boo.
Yeah. You got to have some energy up there, man.
Yeah.
So, Mark, appreciate it.
Hey, absolutely.
You were amazing. And
Thanks
again,
for
check
having
us
me.
out. We're Badass Radio Network. We're on the Live 365 app for free. And check out them for free on Spotify and everywhere else you can get them too.
Sounds
Thanks
good.
again, man.
Much love.
Appreciate it.